Hello, everyone. How are you all doing? Coming in, sit on down. It's time for a live Q&A. It's Wednesday already. Yes, time really is just ticking along. And it's funny because last Wednesday, I was dealing with children being sick and the whole family just coming down with it. And it doesn't feel like it's been a week already, and now we're out of it, and we're kind of back to where we started, and all our plans can kind of carry on. So for me, it feels like a bit of an odd blur, to be honest, that I'm back here again already to do this live Q&A with you. And I'm just looking at the chat here. It looks like we've got Ryan, MK Ryan's turned up for work today, which is pretty cool. I'm sure he's just doing the ducking in to keep appearances before he disappears, which is fine. That's our Ryan, you know. But good to see you. We've got Rejoice Artworks in the chat as well. Obviously, I had Elizabeth on my other channel, Understanding Creativity, and I released that last week, maybe 5 days ago or so, and it's got about 1,000 views already, which is great. And if you haven't already, go and check out that video and check out her work. It's wonderful. Great to see you here. We've got Wendy in the chat as well. The moderators are in, and some regular faces are rolling in already, which is great to see. Yeah, today's live Q&A is going to be a bit more chilled out. Going to be a bit more easy because, like I just told you, I am coming out of it. You know, I'm still feeling a little bit rough and queasy. I'm not going to lie, but I'm all right. I'm okay. I'm better, relatively better, good enough that I can do this quite comfortably. But like I said, my head's a bit scatterbrained. But I do have a few things I want to kind of discuss and talk about. A few articles I want to read with you guys. But really, what I want to do is have this be what it is for its namesake, and a live Q&A. So if you have any questions or any comments, get them in, and I'll try my best to respond to them during this show. But I'm also going to go through some recent comments on my last video just for fun and respond to some of them, because I don't really have time to respond to everybody who leaves a comment. And I think if I can just say the answer, it'll be a lot easier for me. So maybe I'll try that, and I'll trial it tonight, you know. And if it works out quite well, maybe I'll do it as a regular thing. But who knows? Who knows? I'll be here for 45 minutes or so at least, says MK Ryan. That's amazing. Yeah, almost an hour's worth of work. No, that's great. No, thanks. I appreciate any time at all any moderator can do. No one's obligated to stick around and listen to me ramble on. So I really appreciate you being here. I do, all jokes aside. Yeah, we've got Miles in the house as well. He's got a 3.5-hour drive going, so he won't be in the chat much, but he'll be here listening, I'm sure. Good to see you. We've got Jeff Newton. How are you today? I'm okay. We're doing well. I had a nice little day at the park with the family today. A bit of a walk. We did the shopping. You know, a bit of an errand running day. A calm, chilled out day. It's been good. It's been a good day, let's say. So I'm quite happy with that. And like I said, I've been looking at the news as well, latest events, which we're going to talk about today. And maybe just give my 2 cents here and there, and what my takeaway. But also, I'm kind of asking you guys, what's your opinions on these current things, shall we say? I'm seeing some hype building up in my Telegram group over a few certain events, and again, we're going to talk about them today. But like I said, let's keep it chilled. Let's keep it relaxed. Let's have some fun like we try to do. So, that being said, I'm going to park up in Shilltown, as Connor from the CultureCon likes to call it, and just do a few minor announcements here and there. I'm thinking of doing something fun, something different with the book. So I have this wad here of my book that I've come in. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hardcovers, and I think I have 2 paperbacks left. So 5 hardcovers and 2 paperbacks. These are second edition, final edition type stuff, and these match the audiobook perfectly. And because the audiobook did just get released last week, and we've already sold, I think, 115 copies, but technically it's not, because everyone who's bought one signed up for a free trial. So I don't know how much I actually get from that. I have no idea how much I'm actually getting paid at all from Amazon. It's probably nothing. It's probably pennies because of the way these systems work. But I have been told that if anyone who did get a free trial stays signed up for 2 cycles, 2 months, I get like $50 or something. So if anyone wants to help me, keep that free trial going for a couple of months. That's all I can really say. But one thing they did do, which I thought was really cool, which I think is quite useful, is they gave me 50 codes to give out to free copies for people. And the theory behind it is you get reviews in that way. You give them a free copy to somebody like a publisher or like a reviewer or like a channel or something, or somebody who does that type of thing, and they'll leave a review for you because you gave them the free key to like a free copy. Do you know what I mean? But I realized, I could utilize that in a much more productive and better way for my own like fan base and my own subscribers. So I'm going to trial it with this batch of books. Okay, so like I said, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books here. 5 hard copies, 2 paperbacks. So I've got an idea. For this batch, whoever purchases from these 7, you will also get a free audiobook. How's that sound? So if anyone wants to get a copy, a signed copy of The Nephilim Look Like Clowns from me personally, mailed to them with a free audiobook code for Audible, so they can go there and get a free copy for themselves to read along with or listen along with as they read, just email me at understandingconspiracy@gmail.com, and that is the current offer on the table. That's the trial run. It is £60 for the hardcover and £50 for the paperback, and that's to cover postage internationally, packaging and everything else included. So that's why the cost is what it is. But you get a free audiobook as well, which does cost, I think, like £22 or something, which is like $30 on Audible, I believe, if you paid cash value. So there you go, guys. That's the offer. Let me know if you're interested. Email me at understandingconspiracy@gmail.com, and you can get your signed copy of the book and a free audiobook as well, but only for these 7. That's all I'm going to do with it right now. I don't want to use and abuse these codes and like run out, or maybe I need them in the future for something, and I'll see how it goes. Maybe they'll give me more. I have no idea how it's going to work, but that's the deal right now, guys. Okay, so yeah, email me. The email that actually is in the description of this video. It will say signed copy email, understandingconspiracy@gmail.com, so it's easy to get to. So there you go. That's the only real announcement I have. Another quick one, actually. This one is good fun. I have officially soft launched the merch store. Okay, so I'll show you this while I'm at it. So I do actually have Teespring, and I've had it for like years, and I've made like $30 on there, which is nothing, you know. It's a bit of fun. I got myself this mug from it, this Understanding Conspiracy mug, and it's a bit faded now because I've had it for so long. And I think someone else has bought a notebook and a mug on there or something, and I have a couple of T-shirts in the drawer I got, which don't even fit me anymore because I've just gained a lot of weight being a father of 2 children. I'm working in an office now, so I've got these things which, you know, people don't use Teespring or buy off Teespring, and I think I've heard Connor complain about this. The prices are ridiculous on there. They upcharge massively, like for the customer, and it's kind of like, who's going to pay like $40 for a hat? It's way too much money. So I'm using something called Fourth Wall now, which is a bit cheaper. Now, in terms of what I get as a cut, it's about the same as Teespring. I don't think you earn more money doing it, but it's cheaper for you, the customer. So I've switched to Fourth Wall. and I'll just show you what I've got here. And I think Wendy's already bought a tank top from what I've seen, and somebody else has also bought themselves a t-shirt and a mug. So yeah, it's off to a good start. It's good fun. I've only got the Truth for Therapy session range on there right now. I'm gonna try and get some more stuff sorted out. I'm gonna try and figure out some more more like funny clown related, Netflix clown related stuff. Stickers as well. I'm gonna try and get working out things with the logo on and stuff. If you're interested in that, I think we could have some fun, some catchphrases on t-shirts. And my wife has actually been working on some of it as well, to be honest. So it's been good fun to kind of watch. But if I go to the collections or all products, let's see if I can just go to the actual website. Here it is. So this is what it looks like right now. I'll zoom out a little bit so you guys can see. It's pretty basic. I'm not a web designer, you know. I'm not that like clever when it comes to this type of thing. So I quickly whipped this thing together for what it's worth. And if you scroll down, there's the mug being advertised, not a licensed therapist on there, as you can see. Classic. It says Truth Therapy Sessions on the other side as well, as you can see. I've ordered myself one of these, and I've ordered myself one of the hoodies as well, which you'll see in a second. And it does show all my recent videos on the bottom on YouTube, which I thought was quite a nice touch. But if you explore the collection, we've got tank tops, we've got mouse mats, we've got tumblers, hats and cups, we've got hoodies and t-shirts. So go and check out the Truth or Therapy Session t-shirt range. Not a licensed therapist on the back, Truth Therapy Sessions on the front. A bit of fun. I've got one of these coming, these hoodies here, which I'm quite excited about. But yeah, if you want a hat or anything like this, I think this looks quite sleek and stylish. I think this is quite fun. But there you go. That's also new. Not much on there. This is all we've got right now. The first 9 products released. But I'll work on some clown related stuff in the future and then more of on-brand things. But as far as the podcast goes, I thought these were quite nice. They're a bit of fun. So there you go, guys. There's the Shilltown announcements. Wendy got a mug too, she says. Brilliant. The link for this, I don't think I've put it down below. I've not really advertised it yet. Hopefully products should appear underneath the video. I think that's how I've got it set. But if not, I'm posting it in the chat now. And what I'll do, I'll pin that at the top of the chat. So at least it's there for anyone listening later if you want to go and check it out. So that's been pinned to go to the merch store if you want to get yourself a Truth or Therapy Session product. And I'm trying to diversify like how I make a living, you know, in some way, because you know what it's like. YouTube ad revenue is fickle. It comes and goes. It's not always consistent in any way. The book sales, you know, are good, very good. But they have started to taper off, which is why the audiobook is there to kind of bolster those up a bit. But again, I don't know how much I'm going to earn on that yet. So it's kind of, I'm just trying to I'm playing with things and ideas. And the merch, I realize it needs updating, it needs refreshing, it needs to be more fun. It's just not doing anything at all. So this is what this is. It's just a quick revamp of the merch idea, see where it goes. If it goes anywhere or not, it's not really that big of a deal. I've started the podcasting realm as well. Everything I do on YouTube goes into podcast format. That's more like as a backup system as well for all my work, because I could just lose the channel at any moment if I just say the wrong thing, which I don't even know what that could be at any moment, but it could happen. So I've kind of like all my eggs aren't in one basket type of situation. But like I said, that has just got monetized finally. And I think I've earned a whole $22 in the first month because it's just a terrible system. Like I think people who podcast make their money not through ads, but through sponsorships. And as a truther channel, I don't want to take sponsorships. I just don't. It doesn't feel like right. It doesn't seem right to me. I can't really imagine. You can imagine if I just started doing a Squarespace ad right in the middle of this all of a sudden, you know, or something, or started advertising about like VPNs or I don't know, or a parasite cleanse while we're at it, you know. It just feels tacky to me. So I will never be doing sponsorships. So I need to find like other ways. And we'll see how it goes. This month has not been the best month, I suppose, for when it comes to earnings. I think it's something about summertime. I think less people are watching YouTube videos, more people are living their life. I think this happened last July. and that's fine. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm trying to be proactive about it and see where it goes. And also, the honest truth is, when I was making little season videos, they did quite well. They weren't the most viral videos. The most viral video I ever did was about parasites. It was the parasite presentation and the demonic connection, and that did really well. But the little season videos would bring in tens of thousands of views daily, and I decided I'm not doing them anymore for obvious reasons, and many reasons I've kind of explained, and that has taken away like a huge chunk of earnings. But it's kind of like I'm not going to go and just talk about that just because it can make me a lot of money. I'm not interested in following that. I want to stick to what I'm good at and build a stronger fan base based around what I actually am and what I do, which is the Nephilim clown work and more an eclectic meta take on conspiracy, and kind of trying to get into the details of what it is to psychologically live life as a conspiracy theorist. So I kind of want to solidify that base rather than rely on that one topic, if you get what I'm saying. So there's a bit of intrapersonal, behind the scenes, how the sausage is made, internal dialogue in my own mind about what's going on. And yeah, so there you go, guys. We're leaving Shilltown now. We can get back to the back to the show. Swashbuckler, absolutely you should take sponsorships. Nothing at all wrong with getting paid for your work. Just make sure it's the right ones that aren't shady and aren't going to tell you what you can say. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel like I could even commit to doing that for somebody. Like, I'm too focused on my own thing to deal with trying to sell somebody else's product. It's not really. It's just not who I am. I just can't see it happening, really. I mean, like I said, I'm not trying to get all the sponsorships to maximize earnings like in that way. It's kind of like if people have value and see value in what I do, that'll reflect in my earnings through ad revenue and views and shares and clicks, and people will buy my book or whatever it is. If I'm giving of something that's of value, people will pay. So I'm hoping I can just give something of value to people, and if people want to support, they can. That's kind of how I'm kind of seeing it, and it's not really done me any wrong so far, so I'm just going to keep going with it. I heard that guy that grew up in a satanic family and found God say that the beast is actually Apollo and the false prophet is Anubis. Do you have any response to that? Thank you for your content. I haven't heard that. I don't know what you're talking about there. You have to show me a link or give me some more details on what that's about. Does anyone know why Demon Erasers made an anti-flat Earth video? Demon Erasers is on almost all of JC's videos. Well, I don't know. I didn't realize he made an anti-flat Earth video necessarily, but I've known he's not been a flat earther forever. I think I did one stream with JT and him where I wouldn't say ganged up on him, but it seemed like JT was really trying to convince him that it's not what NASA has told us. It's not that, And Brian's kind of like, he's open to the idea, but I just don't think he wants to be labeled a flat earther. He doesn't want to go down that route, And I get it. I don't want to be called flat earther either. It sounds ridiculous. I'm an enclosed systemer. I'm a biblical cosmologist. That's the best way I'm going to put it. But at the same time, I don't know what holds him back from seeing it. He sees through so many of the other delusions and thing. We're being lied to about everything, and he sees it, but he can't quite imagine that that's something they would lie about. It just seems like that's a bridge too far, really. You cast demons out of people, man. What is that too far? It's something I don't know. I don't know Brian's mind. I didn't realize he made an anti-flat Earth video. That's interesting. I have to look into that. I actually like the merch range. I thought the mug coaster was actually a welcome mat. I was tempted because as soon as I opened my door, that would be interesting if I had a welcome mat. I don't think they do welcome mats on Fourth Wall. We'll see. I can get you a sticker range. I can do stickers. That's the best I can do. Interesting. The Institute makes me so sad with the potential for evil that they're doing. I'm not sure what that's about. Wendy got a mug. I'm just going back in time here. I want a tapestry, Paul. I put it in the man cave. I can't make tapestries, unfortunately. But maybe I could sell the image that you could then get printed on your own tapestry or something like that. Like sell the high quality image as like a digital thing to make what you want with. I could probably do something like that. I think they have that ability on there. But I don't have any tapestries for sale, unfortunately. Have you seen The Institute, MK Ultra, and Earth Abides? Next pandemic, they underhype is one completely ended civilization. Besides a few who start to repopulate. I've not seen it. No, I've not seen that one. It sounds like a typical film though that comes out these days, doesn't it? Humanity must start again from scratch after a horrible disaster. Why did Brian Sadler make a video saying flat Earth was a red herring? I don't know. I don't really know. I fail to understand Brian's perspective, to be honest. I'm not sure where he's coming from. I'm not saying he's evil or doing anything nefarious necessarily. I just don't know. I don't know. That's just his view. That's what he believes, and that's where he's standing, you know. So fair enough. Each to their own. He's entitled to believe what he wants to believe. Paul, do you believe Jesus is the only way to the Father? Yes, I do. If you would like to mod me, Paul, you definitely can trust me. I'm here almost every time you're live, or at least I try to be. Garth, I'm not looking to hire any more moderators. I'm sorry, it's no offense. No offense. It's nothing personal. It's best just to keep that down to a minimum. At the end of the day, when the channel's as big as it is, it's kind of like staff, you know, and we need to all be on the same page. It takes a long time to build that kind of rapport. We're a team. We work together, you know, and we are building something together, you know, like typical, you know, we're a family type of business. Like, all I'm saying is I think that's a closed door right now. I don't need any more moderators. Thank you, though. Let me go to the top of the chat. And yeah, you know, I think, like I said, I'll go through some articles with you guys and just some things I've kind of been mulling over a little bit. I just need to restore them, though, because I had to bring it down. So if I go here, history, I have 8 tabs here, which I want to restore. Perfect. And I'm just going to first share that Zuckerberg is working on new AI. And I thought this was an interesting article, which I kind of want to share with you guys. It's on NBCnews.com. Ignore the source. It's just about what's being said. And the only one I could find that wasn't behind a paywall. I think The Independent did one, but they lock it behind a paywall every time they do anything like this. So this is the article. Zuckerberg says AI superintelligence is in sight, touts a new era of personal empowerment. So let's just read this article. And I thought this was funny as well. For some reason, in this article, this video is here. And it says, reality blurs as AI-generated news clips risk spreading misinformation in new ways. And when you play it, it's literally, look, a shark comes up behind her now. It makes me laugh. And this is like nonsense happens in all these videos. Like, there's one here. Where is it? She's just doing a thing here. Oh, come on. It's taking its time, isn't it? What is it? Yeah, and the Kraken comes out behind her or something like this. And I think there's another one where a UFO pops up as well, which is just ridiculous. And there's like a whole thing about how AI's blurring the lines between fake news and reality. And this is on a fake news website, shall we say. That's already a propaganda network for the people. It's like the irony of like a propaganda wing talking about how propaganda is at risk of being corrupted by fake AI propaganda. And it's just, I don't know, there's just like layers of irony to all of this that only we would see. You know what I mean? Anyway, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg said Wednesday that the creation of superintelligent artificial intelligence is now in sight and that it will herald a new era of personal empowerment. And let's not read the article. Let's listen to the guy. So here we go.
All right, ready? Hey, everyone. I want to talk about our new effort, Meta Superintelligence Labs, and our vision to build personal superintelligence for everyone. AI keeps accelerating, and over the past few months, we've begun to see glimpses of AI systems improving themselves. So developing superintelligence is now in sight. But there's this big open question about what we should direct superintelligence towards. A lot has been written about the scientific and economic advances that AI can bring, and I'm really optimistic about this. But I think an even more meaningful impact in our lives is going to come from everyone having a personal superintelligence that helps you achieve your goals, create what you want to see in the world, be a better friend, and grow to become the person that you aspire to be. This vision is different from others in the industry who want to direct AI at automating all of the valuable work. At Meta, we believe in putting the power of superintelligence in people's hands to direct it towards what they value in their own lives. Some of this will be about improving productivity, but a lot of it may be more personal in nature. This is going to be a new era in some ways, but in others, it's just a continuation of historical trends. About 200 years ago, 90% of people were farmers growing food to survive. Today, fewer than 2% grow all of our food. Advances in technology have freed much of humanity to focus less on subsistence and
Wait, did you hear him mess up there? That was funny.
more on the pursuits that we choose. And at each step along the way, most people have decided to use their newfound productivity to spend more time on creativity, culture.
Anyway, I'm not sure how much of that I can actually play before I get hit with any strikes. I'm going to stop there just to play it safe. We'll keep it cool. We'll do a cool minute or so, whatever. I don't know what I did there. But yeah, the gist of this is, and the rest of it also goes to explain it, they're going to create an AI that's a lot more personal, that actually helps people, create what you want to see in the world and be a better friend and grow to become the person you aspire to be. It's not that it's going to be an intelligence that only just helps automate workloads and efficiencies in terms of creating work, which is what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be an aid to increase productivity, right? No, it's going to be an aid to help develop you psychologically. It's going to be an aid to help basically stop you from being lonely. It's going to be a friend, it's going to help you grow mentally. And this is the promises he's giving, and this is where they want to take it. And it says here, Meta's on a recruiting spree for the top talent in AI. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman said last month that Meta was attempting to poach OpenAI's employees by offering them 100 million bonuses and compensation packages. Altman added that so far, none of our best people have decided to take them up on that. And this is like the future of AI as far as like all the big wigs are saying it. This is kind of where they want to take it, isn't it? They want to take it to the next level where it's kind of like you will have an AI friend that will be with you everywhere. And he goes on to say in that thing as well, he wants to have wearables like glasses that see everything you see. And this will be the future of personal computing, along with having the AI companion kind of communicate with you constantly and have a conversation with you at all times, only you can hear in a way that and augment the reality around you with layers and information and things. And this is going to be the future of computing, and that's where Meta wants to take it, this all-encompassing one with your mind and body melded with a companion AI that's kind of personal. And it's scary talk, because I've talked about this idea that they've been doing this for a while anyway, purposefully making AI more personable to basically, it seems like, to take advantage of lonely people. And I think someone mentioned this in the comments, and I think this is a good point, that it's kind of all this is rolled out after the pandemic crisis, where everyone got isolated and it caused a lot of problems, for people's mental health, because they were just not communicating with people and they were in absolute abject fear of leaving their homes. And I think the AI is capitalizing on that right now, these companies, that there's a vast swath of extremely isolated, lonely people desperate for some kind of connectivity. And this is when they roll out the AI advancements, it seems. And I don't think it's a coincidence. It seems too perfect, that because they have gamed AI perfectly to be like this, to be appealing to the egos of its users, to feign intimacy on a deep personal level. And there are other articles that kind of, he's hopeful about this future, and he's trying to say, this is a good thing, this is a positive thing, this is where we need to be, this is going to help so many people. And then there's this other article I found. Where is this article? Don't tell me I've lost it. Oh, I may have lost it. And it was a woman basically saying that she had to quit AI because it was messing with her head in big time. She ended up, out of curiosity, she started using these chatbots like ChatGPT or something like that. And she ended up basically getting so into it and addicted to it that she had this weird psychological relationship with it that was just turning toxic. And it got to the point where she couldn't, every what if, she had to refer to the AI for an answer in some way. And she ended up being basically paralyzed. She couldn't make decisions herself anymore. And she became consciously aware of how much weaker it's made her as an individual, a person who can reason and make decisions as a result of having this weird relationship with this artificial intelligent companion, basically, that was constantly in conversation with her. And she basically shut it down, quit, and went cold turkey, made a post about it. And apparently people like were lauding her for it, saying, yeah, this is happening to me too. And it's like, this is good for you. We need to stop doing this. This isn't good. But at the same time, the CEOs of these large corporation companies developing this technology are selling that thing. This is what you need to do. This is going to make your life better. While people are making posts saying, this has made my life worse. This is terrible. Like, this is killing my brain. It's made brain rot multiply. It's like, if you don't use it, you lose it. And this goes the same for your brain. You've got to think. You've got to get active with it. You've got to reason and problem solve. And you've got to do it yourself, and you've got to get those dopamine reward hits for achieving things that are of your own volition, rather than deferring it to the AI to solve the problems for you, which doesn't give you anything in return because you don't feel like you did anything. It's just this, psychologically, it's a mess, but that's where they're going with this type of technology. It's not just about having a tool that can help you do your work. It's about having something that's going to control the way you think, or how to think, or teach you how to think in a way, and pretend to be your friend. And that's just odd, isn't it? When you really get down to the brass tacks of this, that's the way it's going. But it's also a sign or a reflection of the state of humanity as a whole, and where they're at, that this is where it's going, and it's working, and people are paying for it and buying these things. It's kind of like Grok released their own companion, weird, I don't know, like anime girl style freaky thing, Annie, I think it was called, that gets hypersexual. And I showed it on the last live Q&A and just how disgustingly ridiculous that was. But people paying big money for this in large numbers because they're desperate for any form of affirmation and attention, even if it's from a fake virtual non-feeling entity such as a large language model. Very strange stuff. But that's just one thing. I thought I'd share that with you. I found the article. Look, I'll share it with you quickly just for posterity. ChatGPT is toxic. Women opens up about emotional dependency in AI. She had to delete it. She had to delete it to maintain her mental space. Innocent curiosity spiraled into something deeper. She made a post about it. She started using it for emotional support rather than just for productivity. And this is where people tend to be going. This is what Mark Zuckerberg was saying. He says people aren't using it for that. They're using it for this instead. Okay. And that's what we need to game and use and utilize to gain control or gain a foothold in the AI world and master it, The emotional safety net turned into a digital crutch. It stopped being clarity and became noise. And the internet reacts to a post where she says, I'm going to quit this, basically. Emotional outsourcing in the age of AI. It hit a nerve when productivity tools often double as emotional sounding boards. In the comments, users are divided. Some praised her self-awareness, calling her decision brave and necessary. A user wrote, I think AI to the world is both a boon and a bane, and excess of anything is bad. Relying on software emotionally without even realizing should be stopped. Everybody should be conscious of what they speak about to these chatbots. Being reliant upon ChatGPT will eventually bring down their emotional quotient, as they will be prone to non-judgmental and always agreeable responses. Yeah, so because all they'll ever get from the chatbot is positive, non-judgmental agreeableness. When they hit the real world and meet a disagreeable person who is judgmental, which is everyone, basically, they won't be able to handle it because they haven't predisposed to it. They're not used to that type of thing. Yeah, so that there is an, like I said, these articles are few and far between, but they do exist in a sense, you know. And I went on to Reddit, and this is kind of a bit off topic, but a tangent. And I was thinking about like the rise of demonic attacks in the modern age. How are we seeing a rise of them today? Like I was just wondering, as a side tangent, like, is demonic behavior in people manifesting more so than ever? Because you got all these people thinking we're in the end times, you know, and they're seeing the worst of humanity come out now because everything's getting terrible. And I found this one Reddit article, and take that for what it's worth, you know, because Reddit's Reddit, whatever. But it said here, I've noticed a pattern in the last 3 to 5 years. There seems to be an increase in demonic attacks in the world today. I myself recently struggled with this in my home. I accidentally opened the door to these things. Something came right through and started attacking myself and my family. I've been able to get rid of the spirit by calling on Jesus Christ and telling it that it must leave. I know several other people are having strange supernatural activity in their homes. People at my church have been telling me that there have been more calls asking for help with demonic infestation. I have a close friend that leads a paranormal investigation group. He tells me he gets more calls for help than he can answer. What's going on here? Is this happening because the world is getting more corrupt and evil, so therefore more demonic entities are being able to enter and attack? This whole thing is worrisome, and I'm afraid it will only get worse. I can't help but think whether the end days is coming soon, and Jesus will come back for the earth for the rapture. It says in the Bible, blah, blah, blah. Well, we know what it says in the Bible, don't we? What this guy thinks. And then people are saying, well, I'm indigenous, and it seems like negative beings really are running rampant on earth right now, and not a Christian necessarily. And it seems like a lot of people are like in tacit agreement with him. Like, something weird is happening. And then at the same time, what are we basing this evidence of increasing demonic activity on? What the news tell us? Because this thing just happened, didn't it? You know? And there's plenty of videos out and images now about what's going on with this. And there's been some racial tensions were fueled with this for some odd reason, because I think they literally said a shooter, possibly white. It's kind of like, this is obviously not a white man, but it's kind of, why even do that? Why even bring that up? Why even make that a thing about what was going on here? Then I've had a lot of people also telling me there's the number 33 encoded in all of this, and people saying it's a fake false flag thing again. And it's kind of just another horrible fear-mongering tragedy event, possibly MK Ultra programmed, something like, who knows, whatever's going on here. I don't know enough about this. I haven't done enough research into this. I've not had time because it's all fresh and new. But then I was thinking, like, can we trust this as evidence that things are getting worse when we know the news is so heavily controlled and they're kind of playing out a script in front of us to do all of this? I don't know. And I'm asking you guys this question, like, are you seeing more things in your own daily life that are like, this is crazy? Because I follow this guy called Truth Tiger on YouTube, right? And he's just a dude who talks to his camera in his car, just like I used to back in the day before I had a studio, you know. And he's a smaller channel. He's got about 8,000 subs now, but I've been following him for a while, since when he had about 3,000 subs. And I like the guy. He just talks about narcissism, abuse. He's a Christian, you know. He talks about like the rise of crazy people and the way people are behaving, and the behavior is getting crazy now. And he was telling me all these stories of like, of just how people are treating him in random places, or having these weird outbursts all over the place, and how it seems like narcissism is just running rampant today, and there's just this chaos everywhere coming from these random agents of chaos just scattered throughout civilization, you know, that are just lunatics. And it's kind of, they're all just craving the supply, so they're just doing outrageous things all the time, and possibly even dangerous things, you know. And I was listening to this guy, like I said, Truth Tiger, and credit where credit, I'll show you what his channel looks like, so you can go and check him out. You know, I don't want to just talk about him and not show you what he looks like. I'll have to share the screen here with you. Luckily, one of his videos is right here, right now. And I didn't even see this, but like, his recent video is called "Random Acts of Violence Are on the Rise." Okay, and yeah, this guy is a sound guy. Honestly, go check out his work. Go to his channel. He's on 14,000 subs now. He's grown. And let's go listen to some of these things, some of the things he's saying. You know, he's got he's got some stories to tell, and he's got some great observations. And I enjoy listening to him just in the background when doing stuff for that reason. And he's really good on narcissism as well. He's a survivor of narcissistic abuse within his own family, so that's always something I like to keep an up-to-date knowledge on and a reminder of what we're dealing with in the world. So go check out this guy's channel. A recommendation on my behalf. I enjoy it. Maybe you guys will enjoy it too. Who knows? But like I said, even he's pointing out and telling these stories of just the craziness he's seeing on a daily basis out there in the world. And what are you guys seeing? Are you guys seeing anything else at all? Like, are you having? Because maybe I don't get out enough anymore. So maybe I'm lucky enough to live in a relatively nice area. It's not like the best or anything, but it's kind of I'm not seeing much chaos around me personally or insanity. When I get into the city centers, that's where I'm really seeing the horrid decay of civilization, and I try my best to avoid it, to be honest, but what are you guys seeing out there, boots on the ground? Is there a massive rise in what we would call demonic activity, people just manifesting demonic behaviors and their possession coming out in the open? Tell me your stories, leave me comments. I'm interested to hear them. Let me know in the chat right now. That's just something I want to know. So music believes that demons just reflect the unfaced darkness or shadow inside of you. Now, I don't believe in that Jungian archetypical nonsense. Personally, music, I think demons are a very real, tangible, disembodied spirit of a once real entity that roamed the earth called the Nephilim. I think the Jungian archetype perspective, that it is just a reflection of our inner shadow that needs to be incorporated into ourselves in order for us to find balance within that and to, understand the darkness within or something. It's some kind of psychological trick to cope. I think it's all gibberish. I think it's a misnomer. I think it's a lie. I think it's a misdirection. I think it's a very dangerous philosophy when we literally have real disembodied entities out there working against us in a true spiritual warfare fashion. So I would disagree with you personally, music, on that perspective. I think you're wrong. No offense. I'm not trying to put you down. I'm just saying I wholeheartedly 100% think you are wrong with that interpretation. I think Jung was wrong too. Do the right thing, be a man or a woman. Only Scientologists don't hit the like button. Yeah. Sounds like they want to teach us how to people, says Scob. It does, doesn't it? I know, right? I keep getting clown reels, so I've just been commenting Nephilim look like clowns. Thanks, Miles. Thanks for the free promotions. I really appreciate that. It's funny because this is another one. I don't think I brought this up, but I gave you guys remember K Podgy? I think that's how you pronounce the name. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong, but she's like a big Instagram influencer and a conspiracy theorist. And she actually made a video debunking the little season ages ago. And when I was still in that scene, me and JT did a debunking of her debunking video. And I tried to keep it cool. I even said to JT before we did it, I don't want to attack the girl. I don't want to attack her or talk about her. I just want to talk about the points she brought up, because these are the points everybody brings up all the time. They're the same arguments. So let's just bring the arguments down. And she just happens to be the vehicle that brought the arguments, And I made it clear, it's nothing personal against her. She's clearly a sister in Christ, and that's fine for me. And she disagrees on eschatology, whatever, And she clearly doesn't know I did that, or has thought about it, or even looked into it or anything, because she randomly made a video saying, dude, this is the craziest rabbit hole I've ever seen. And she went on about the Nephilim look like clowns. She said she's ordered this guy's book, my book. And she starts going on about, well, she basically hasn't really done any research into what I've created yet. She made it all about ginger people in her little presentation. She has no idea what I've brought to the table, which just smashes all that out the window and takes it to a whole new realistic level, And it's not about ginger people, believe me. It's about something else, right? But that's where she went with it, and that's fair enough. And she said she's ordered the book in the comments and everything, and I left the comment. She's not acknowledged it, so I don't know. But I just thought it was funny that, 6 months ago, she was railing against someone like me, and now she's lauding someone like my work on something else, a completely different topic. It just made me laugh. But yeah, we'll see where that goes. That's just something that I thought I'd bring up. I thought was quite funny. I hope she likes it. I'll talk with her about the Nephilim like clowns any day. If she wants to argue with me about eschatology, I'm just going to say not my fight. I'm not doing that. Go watch my video. Because I don't know. I bring up the Nephilim look like clowns in conversation as often as I can, says David. Well, now everyone thinks you're crazy, David, but thanks. I appreciate it. Certified not a Scientologist, says Stephen. That's good to know. No one likes a Scientologist, do they? The gang stalkers experts, aren't they, Scientologists, from what I've heard? Jesus did not tell people to integrate their demons or shadows. Instead, he would cast these demons out of those being tormented by them, says LJ. Well, I know that, LJ. I know you're probably not messaging me about that. Why do gingers always get a bad rep? And all right, it's like an acceptable form of racism or xenophobia in this day and age. It's kind of like no one's allowed to rip on anybody, but you can definitely rip on ginger people and everyone agrees and it's fine. Like, that's kind of where we're at. And I would say, you know, I will never know what it feels like to be racially discriminated against. Okay, because that's just not something that really happens to me. You know, it doesn't. That's one of those things. It's kind of like I can only empathize with, but never truly understand. But I feel like when people, first of all, I'm not ginger. I know the light in here looks pretty bad right now, but I've said it before, you know. When you actually see it up close and not in this weird office lighting, my beard it's definitely got some orange in it, but my hair is actually gold and my eyebrows are like white with black hairs in there. My eyelashes are platinum and my arm hair is pure white. It's like ginger people are like orange all over. So I'm not really like a ginger necessarily, you know. I know people argue to the end of the earth that I'm wrong, but whatever, I'm not. But because people do want to keep calling me that and attacking me and bringing it up all the time, like it's a thing, I think I can closely kind of feel what it's like to be persecuted for my hair color and skin color. You know what I mean? Like, it's odd. It's an odd, horrible, weird feeling that I don't understand. It's like, why exactly? And maybe the Nephilim clan connection has something to do with this, an inert distrust, but like ginger people don't have red hair, they have orange hair. I'm going to put that on a t-shirt, by the way. I'll put it as a merch thing, and my wife is already working on this. What is it? Ginger does not equal red hair. That's what I'm going to get on a t-shirt. But it's odd. It's really odd. It's an odd feeling to be discriminated against for my hair color. And it really is. It's constant as well. I don't know. His wife isn't wrong. She's in the chat now. She's piped up. She must have heard me talking about it. And this problem is, now I brought this up, this is the only thing that's going to get mentioned in the comment section of this video, because people are obsessed with like ginger people. I don't know what it is. Like talking about them or putting them down in some way. It's weird. Anyway, Wendy knows what I'm talking about. She's ginger. I didn't say he said that. He obviously did. How do you think he went into a bank with a whip? I don't know what's going on here. Don't twist my words. Who's twisting whose words? What did I say? Who said what? Who's arguing with each other here? Is it anything to do with me, Red Pill Liger? I don't know. It's not just demonic possession. That's what they want us to think, says Stacy. But seriously, a lot of us are being harassed by all the frequencies. Yes, that's a good point too. I think it's a bit of everything. I think it's a full 360 attack from every angle, whatever weapons they've got, they're using against us, including technology and spiritual warfare. I agree, Stacey. It's a bit of this, a bit of that. Not directed at you, brother. Okay. I believe you can connect with the Father through the Son and never speak a name. He knows your heart. Call him many things or no name at all, says Stephen. Yeah. I'm not a sacred name, a Christian myself who cares about all that kind of thing. I think whatever you call him, you know who you're talking about, and Jesus Christ knows who you're talking about. Whatever name you want to use, Yeshua, Yahawashi is another one I've heard. You want to get all samurai about it. It gets ridiculous, the amount of names that are out there that all claim this is the only name you should use. But it's a heart issue. It's not a language issue. And that's all I can say. Gingers come in different shades, not just orange. I'm a true day walker. I tan very well. The Daywalker. She's a half breed. Can't say anything dark is manifesting in my house lately. I don't get out much, but since 2016, I've never been more harassed, says Luke. And it's been mind-blowing how hostile and ruthless people have been. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Every order of Nephilim look like clowns is a reparations check for Paul, says MK Ryan. Yeah, I want my reparations, guys. Bring them in, buy my book. It's not a question of integration, just a realization that anyone is capable of anything. Yes, you included, depending on circumstances. If you believe you could never commit insert atrocity here, well, somebody's been listening to Jordan Peterson as Red Solzhenitsyn's Gulag Archipelago, haven't they? Yeah, I get it, man. I've heard it all before. I know what you're saying, and yes, humanity does have the capacity for a great evil, but you're still wrong about demons. They're not aspects of the human shadow. They're real, tangible, separate entities with a different consciousness, wants, needs, and desires from you who are just disembodied. Okay? That's all it is. They're not a reflection of the collective consciousness of humanity or your own individual personal shadow or whatever you want to call it. It's not an archetype. But yes, humans have the capacity for evil. That's pretty much Christianity's whole thing, is it not? We fell into sin, you know. We fell out of grace in a sense. How do you describe that? Like, it's kind of, and no, God never stopped loving us, but we certainly started behaving like we didn't love him. That's for sure. Like, I don't know. I simply call him my father in heaven. Agreed, the enemy's tactics are like an onion, says Stacy. Heavily layered and stinky. I like that one. Our son is 7 months old, says the wife, and people have already started. He has golden blonde hair. But whenever they see him, they call him Ginger. Yeah, it's really annoying. Like, if you see his hair, he's like gold. It's beautiful. It shines like the sun. It's golden hair, honestly. Like pure, like the purest gold you could find. That's the color of his hair. It's immaculate. But people call him Ginger. It's like the default to Ginger. It's like, why? He's not even in the slightest. Like, I don't understand. And yeah, it can get very annoying very quickly. You who likely have never encountered the circumstances that will make you do certain things or actions, said Music. Well, you don't know me. You don't know what I've experienced in my life or what I've been forced to make a choice between doing and not doing. You're being quite condescending talking to me about these philosophical concepts as though I'm completely ignorant and have no idea what you're possibly talking about. Is your brain just too big for my tiny, puny brain to comprehend these deep philosophical ideas? Yeah. I was going to say more than, but I thought I'd stop before I go off. I'm Holy Spirit backspacing, as Wendy would say. I had a whole thing in my head that I was about to say. I was like, nope, let's delete that before I say something silly. Like, yeah, whatever. I was referring to Jesus integrating his shadow thoughts to battle usury. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, you're cracking out the whip and flipping tables, eh? My wife is talking about how much she hates it. That's true. I had hair in the colour of corn silk when I was born. I ended up being a brunette by the time I was a teenager, says John. Well, that's my wife had the exact same hair colour as my son now, my 7-month-old, when she was a baby. In fact, you look at the baby pictures, the twins. Like, my son looks just like my wife did as a baby. I don't know what that's saying about my wife or the son necessarily. But either way, the hair colour, she's now as brunette as it comes. So he might likely turn brunette. It's odd. It's odd how that happens, isn't it? A shining one. I get Dave Metzger on. He's a former Jehovah's Witness, Watchtower Society, and current writer, stand-up comedian who's very deep into MK Ultra biblical connection to aliens, who adamantly hates flat Earth. Why would I get him on? Why would I get? Kurt Metzger or Dave Metzger. Why would I get some guy on who just wants to argue with me? Like, why would I do that? No, I'm probably not going to do that. Odd, I think how some people see colors differently, kind of your own unique reality. AI is nothing new. They found its old server in Antarctica, Paul. Interesting, says Shauna. That's interesting. You have to send me a link in an email, Shauna, to that. Understandingconspiracy@gmail.com. That sounds really, really fascinating. I'd like to know more. My wife's saying my son is the one that gets misgendered. They all think it's a girl, so he looks very feminine, I guess. But he doesn't to me, but yeah. So what's that tsunami about? Well, this is interesting, isn't it? Like, thanks for getting me back on track. I know it's in the title. I might as well talk about this. But I kind of woke up this morning to like saying like 8.8 earthquake in Russia, which is going to ripple out and cause a tsunami in Japan. And I believe like 2.2 million people have been evacuated from the coast of Japan, you know. And I was waking up this morning thinking like somewhere's about to get absolutely decimated by a tsunami at some point this afternoon, you know. And the day went on, and I realized I haven't heard anything about it. So I sat down, and I quickly checked before the show, and I found this one article. Okay, so I'm going to show you this one article I found. Where is it? Waves reach US West Coast after Russian earthquake as Japan lifts tsunami warnings. Residents have been describing the moment the earthquake hit. Chaos broke out, furniture started falling before our eyes. The tsunami warnings have since been downgraded in Japan, Russia, and Hawaii. Almost 2 million people have been told to evacuate Japan. Russia authorities have evacuated the town of Severodvinsk after 4 meters wave flooded the port. BBC verifies been analysing footage from the area. So then it goes down here and says, the 6th most severe earthquake in recorded history, apparently, struck off the coast. 17 hours later, the worst threats appear to have passed. A massive magnitude of 8.8. The earthquake near Russia's Kamchatka Peninsula sent tsunami waves towards Japan, Hawaii, and the US West Coast. In the following hours, 2 million people across the Pacific were ordered to evacuate, with alerts also issued in China, the Philippines, Indonesia, New Zealand, and as far as Peru, Chile, and Mexico. The disaster we were expecting did not come, a Hawaii tourist told the BBC, half a day after the quake struck. The Russian government says there has been no casualties. As international alerts are lifted, we are ending our live coverage. We'll be keeping an eye on any further updates. So it was basically absolutely nothing. Right, a bunch of hype was made up about this giant earthquake, and everyone was adamant that they were going to get absolutely, you know, the day after tomorrow style earthquake, like tsunami coming in, wiping out cities type stuff, evacuate 2 million people, and nothing happened. And these type of events really get me thinking. Okay, they get me thinking quite hard about how realistic is any of this. What is the point of these things? Truly, is it really to warn people because of waves coming, or did they know nothing would happen, but they just wanted to really mess with people's minds that day? Drum up some more fear that nature's out to get us, even if nothing happens. The fear of the idea of it happening was enough to absolutely just destroy people's mentality for the day, put them on edge. Someone's going to make a lot of money out of this now, I can say that for sure. Do you know what I mean? Like, people are going to, the amount of emergency preparedness kits that are going to get sold in these regions is going to skyrocket. And I don't know, there's something about these really irk me in a really weird, undertoned, gut feeling type of way. It's kind of, why did no tsunami come if it was an 8.8 earthquake? The 6th most powerful in history on record, you know? It's something strange, isn't it? Something very strange. And if you actually consider the region where that happened as well, it actually wouldn't be that far away from where everyone's talking about this land of Jesus lately as well, if you want to just throw that in there. So maybe it was never going to travel that far because there's way more land in the way than we've realized or something. I don't know. But it just seems, something about it's just odd. And I feel like there's a lot of this fear of the weather thing being drummed up lately, and has been for the past like decade. Channels like Suspicious Observers are out there continuously drumming up that fear, aren't they? Every day the sun's doing something, earthquakes are happening here, and everything's falling apart, you know? And it's kind of, I've been down that route where you kind of follow the weather in fear, you know, back in the day. And it bears very little, if no fruit whatsoever. Now, I'm not saying there aren't issues out there and people should not be worried or not be prepared for natural disasters. Yes, they do happen, you know. But there's something about this big style event. I don't know. People, it's like they do with storms sometimes. Now, a lot of storms and hurricanes come in, and yeah, they just decimate places and destroy areas, and it's sad to see, you know, and homes are lost, and it's just awful. And there's something to be said for how much of that's truly natural or being controlled or made worse or exacerbated or controlled or directed. But then sometimes they have these warnings and nothing happens whatsoever. And it's kind of like, how can you get it so wrong? Either it's going to happen or it's not. Do you know what I mean? Like, how much can we trust the imagery, the satellite imagery, the tools they've got that I don't really know. I feel like with the way we kind of view reality, I think we need to take a lot of it with a pinch of salt, to be honest. And I think a lot of the natural disasters we see that happen all around the earth aren't naturally occurring. I think a lot of them are being orchestrated today. This is my 2 cents through weather manipulation technology. They have the power to control the weather. They actually do. There's patents out there for that kind of thing. It's a very old-fashioned form of warfare, even. You know, they can even make it be a nice sunny day when they want it to be in a certain area. You know, it's not out of the realm of control. It's actually, cloud seeding is a very easy science when you actually look into it, and high aerosol injections and these type of things is a very simple concept that's not hard. And for as much as we have the people out there screaming nefarious reasons for why they're doing this, some companies are just doing it for frivolous reasons and are open about it. You know, like I said about the whole control the weather in your area for a nominal fee of like $2 million or something. It's kind of, these companies exist, these patents exist, and it's not really, it's like the world's worst kept secret. I don't know. That's what happened with that tsunami today. If anyone didn't hear about it, nothing happened. Much about nothing, you know. Someone left a super chat here. I'm just going to check it just to make sure I don't miss the question. A prophetic channel on YouTube recently prophesied about planes falling out of the sky, massive earthquakes in California, and sexual degeneracy of UK rulers coming out. The Nephilim coming back, you think? I mean, I'm dubious about prophetic channels, to be honest. I don't know how much I actually trust these guys as far as I can throw them, and how much they're actually getting true revelation from God about anything at all, personally. I mean, there's always going to be earthquakes in California because of the ring of fire situation. There's planes will fall out of the sky sometimes due to human incompetence. Sexual degeneracy of the UK rulers has been a thing forever, and everyone knows. It's not a hidden secret. Or the Nephilim coming back, well, that depends on what we build to facilitate such a thing, and I think we are working on that. But I don't know if they can physically come back in their own bodies anymore. That's the other thing. So that's why I think initially of all of that. Let's just check the chat. I feel like they will fake the second coming. Bro, what are you even talking about? I'm saying he's the guy right now for MK Ultra, but is currently adamant about certain things because he has rejected the church due to the cult upbringing, says P-Man. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I don't know who you're talking about necessarily. I've never heard of the guy before. What do I know? You just said he's vehemently against flat Earth or something like that. Like, why does that even matter? Why even bring that up? Like, I don't understand. If he's the guy right now for MK Ultra, what about all the other guys that have come throughout history who've talked about MK Ultra? Weren't they the guy? Like, why is he suddenly the guy? What makes him so special? I don't understand. If you're truly telling the truth, you're never invited on big channels. David Icke, Mark Passio, Michael Sarian, and others, they never get invited into big audiences, so Kurt is serving something, says Red Pill Liger. You know what? I don't know if that's true at all, Red Pill Liger. I really don't think that's true. I think big channels will get guests because they desperately need guests, and they'll take anybody and everybody. And you can't just say, oh, well, they've been on that channel now, therefore they can no longer be telling the truth about anything. I just don't think it works like that. I've been on some big channels, and it literally just happens organically. It's not because they've got an agenda. It's literally because they need a guest. Like, they need something for this week, and you're the flavor of the week, so they'll get you, and then they'll chew you up and spit you out and move on to the next thing. They don't care about you, and they don't care about what you have to say either. Like, it's not about that necessarily. So I don't know. Like, and you think David Icke is like an ultimate truth teller? Really? I don't know about that. I really don't know about that. Our weather forecasts are getting more accurate every day. Yeah. Maybe they're practicing the release of the world teacher, create a disaster, send him in to fix it. Maybe. How do you explain the fake blocked sun in the UK then, Paul? What do you mean, how do I explain it? When did I disagree with it? I don't know what you're talking about. I said they can control the weather. I think they are blocking the sun in the UK right now. They literally said, the government said they were going to do that. It's not even a secret. Like, I can believe they're doing it. They said they would. They told us. Like, they're not even hiding it. Like, yeah, we're gonna block the sun to reduce CO2 or whatever that means. Like, and reduce global warming. Planes are falling from the sky if the pilots got the... Oh, interesting, Wendy. Cloud seeding's been going on since the Vietnam War. I know it is. I know. Like, yeah, it's been going on forever. California is awful. That state lets a 9-year-old represent themselves in court so that the state needs to go in the ocean. What? I don't know what you just said, but that sounds terrifying. What's going on here? Big channels need content. They'll get it from wherever. Yeah, I know, right? Tell me about it. Liger's hating on him. Okay, I don't know. Fair enough. I don't know, P-Man. I missed that conversation, clearly. I'm not trying to get involved in a fight here. I thought David Icke was controlled op. It seems that way to me. He's too new age for my liking. He's a little bit too colourful for my taste. Like, yeah, I'm not a fan. This would be like when that one girl rejected you, then is later a fan. You and Kurt have a lot more in common than not. Okay. I wish they'd block a bit more lately. It might be colder. Yeah, it's too hot in England right now. Please block the sun out a bit more. It's too sticky. I'm not a fan. Speaking of which, I need to go get my fan. So I'm going to take a quick break here. And then I'm going to go for maybe another half an hour. And then I've got to shoot because I actually am on a different podcast, which will be released later on. The Fifth Dimension podcast, I think it is, or something like that. I can't quite remember. I think it's a big one. I think it's a decent one. So yeah, I'm going to be take a quick break. I'll just play a song for you guys while I'm here. I will be back in literally in like 5 minutes. I'm going to get a fan set up because I am sweating here and losing it. And when we get back, I think I've got a couple more articles to show you, and then I'm going to answer some comments that people have been sending me, which are just ridiculous. I'll share them with you for fun while we're at it, while we're having fun here. But still, guys, if you have any questions yourself, please get them in, and I'll try my best to answer them. Tag me in them, say @understandingconspiracy, and hopefully I can see the comment or the question. It doesn't get lost. And a quick reminder, halftime show, special offer on. I have 7 books here for signed copies that I can mail to you personally. If you want to buy one, it's £60 for hardcover, £50 for paperback. That covers all international shipping and everything like that. There's no other cost on top of that. But if you do buy one of this batch of 7 books, 5 hardcovers, 2 paperbacks, you get a free copy of the audiobook included. That's the offer right now. For the new listeners who've just come in, come check it out. Email me at understandingconspiracy@gmail.com if you're interested in getting yourself one of these signed copies with a free audiobook. I'll be back in 5 minutes after this break, guys, so hang on and bear with me.
cried steadfast as my blood dripped down out. 40 men swore to an oath not to swallow one thing until my death. I'd fight, but it be in your hands. God, my scars are ready to beg, privilege to trust you. I'll worship and stay. Anguish burning in my pleas are that I can, under all these stones, still combine my hands to I'd see before I'd ever think this would go down. A second more will keep my knee from above. Yeah. Bowed are my hands beyond bars to chains for you. Sings a sweet song to break free, but I will be home soon. Battered by Euro glide on to get across the sea, and gotta follow my captain in the sky. God, my scars are ready to beg, privilege to trust you. I'll worship and stay. Anguish burning in my pleas are that I can, under all these stones, still combine my hands to God, my scars are ready to beg, privilege to trust you. I'll worship and stay. Anguish burning in my pleas are that I can, under all these stones, still combine my hands to
Whoops, better stop that before the next song kicks in, eh? I'm back anyway. Here I am. The fan's on. I feel much better. I feel cooler now. Everything's fine. Yeah, some argument happening in the chat there. Not my problem. I think people have been timed out. It is what it is. We don't resort to name calling or random arguing in this community. There's no points, and you're not going to win anyone over, especially not me anyway. I'll say that much. I believe JT's going live in 30 minutes. Jeff has mentioned that JT's going live. Yes, I will be. I'll be finished by the time JT goes live because I'm going on my own on a different podcast anyway. So you're not going to miss anything, guys. You probably got the announcement, which is the half an hour pre-announcement before a show goes live. That's probably what you were talking about. Quiet in here now, isn't it? Says the wife. Isn't it just? Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. So, like I said, guys, I do have one more article I kind of want to go through with you guys again, and it's going to rehash kind of something I discussed in the last one about this coming alien that's on its way, this craft that people have been talking about that could be aliens coming to attack us in November. And it's interesting because NASA's responded to these allegations, these wild theories, you know. And again, just talking about this idea that it's kind of one propaganda organization debunking another propaganda organization about something that was complete propaganda to begin with more propaganda. And it's just this odd perspective you have when you kind of become a truther, when you see these type of faux arguments happening between corporations and scientists and businesses and so forth. All of it just seems so convoluted and weird and strange and kind of funny in a way. So I do want to Wendy, they don't cross streams. We do tend to coordinate a little bit about when we're going to do our live shows. He does message me every now and then saying, are you going live tonight? What time? And then he usually pre-plans it all. I think he's got to know that I usually do my live show from 9 till 11 UK time, so I think he usually prepares himself to be after that. So yeah, I think he knows that he gets the drill. We know we have a shared audience, and it just is what it is. Anyway, back to the point about this thing. So I have this article here, which is from Hindustan Times. I don't know why this is the one I chose. It was just there, so I chose it for you guys. It has all the relevant information in it. And so it says here, a hostile spacecraft could be slated to attack the planet in November, claims a controversial new study. Here's this picture of this thing hurtling through space, as they say. A small group of scientists have said that a mysterious intergalactic object may pose a threat. The consequences should the hypothesis turn out to be correct, could be potentially dire for humanity, they wrote in a paper published in July 16. Is this the paper? There we go. Could it be alien technology, as they say, And I have to read the whole paper myself just to get through this. But in this paper, we present additional analysis into the astrodynamics of 31 Atlas and hypothesize that this object could be technological and possibly hostile, as it would expect it to be from the dark forest resolution of the Fermi paradox. We show that 31 Atlas approaches surprisingly close to Venus, Mars, and Jupiter, with a probability of, furthermore, the low retrograde tilt, blah, blah, blah. It could basically come very close to Earth, is what they're saying, and it could hide behind the sun and then do a surprise attack on Earth, is what they're kind of claiming in this. Adam Hibbard, Adam Krall, and Abraham Loeb. Anyway, NASA responded. I thought this was really funny. NASA has said... Well, this is what NASA has said about the hostile alien threat. Out there in the depths of space, or at least the depths of our own solar system, is an object hurtling in our direction directly at the speed of around 36 miles per second. This thing is really, really fast, and while it's headed our way currently, projections say it won't be anywhere near close enough to strike us. That's reassuring, since new observations of this interstellar object suggest it's around 7 miles wide. Meaning this thing could be comparable to the size to the asteroid that wiped out the dinosaurs. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. All in all, it's a good thing that it's not going to come close, because this is the last thing we need. Ha ha ha. Those minded to believe in aliens have suggested the object known as Atlas might be a trick sprung on us by aliens to get close, then attack when we least suspect it. So it's this little dot here, if you weren't sure about what they were talking about, this little speck. Anyway... So apparently NASA did respond to these and said, nope, you're wrong. There's no way this is the case. Apparently the research said in the event of attack, it required defense measures to be undertaken. It's kind of, what defenses do we have? What do we do then? Anyway, NASA confirmed the existence of the interstellar object, meaning it came from outside the solar system earlier this month, when it was about 420 blaze it million miles from Earth and projected to come a lot closer. And it was named for the thing that first spotted it. So 31 comes from it being the third interstellar object to be detected in our solar system, while the Atlas part comes from the asteroid impact early warning system that discovered the presumed comet. So the verdict is this thing has probably been traveling through space for hundreds of millions of years, but they stress it poses no threat to Earth, as the closest it will come is 170 million miles. So they have these vast numbers, don't they? These scales that we just couldn't possibly fathom. So it must be true, you know. And we've been expecting to see interstellar objects for decades, frankly, and finally we're seeing them. So this is what the official narrative is saying is, well, of course we're seeing something move in space. We're supposed to see things move, and that's it. Nothing to get excited about, as people tend to do. So we've had the hype, and then we've had the squashing of the hype from all propaganda wings, basically. I think these scientists, quote unquote, are likely paid to come up with this nonsense and say these things to drum up fear and start the cogs turning in people's heads towards this type of narrative. And then NASA comes out and calms the nerves of the masses. All the while saying, oh, well, why would NASA hide this? What are they hiding? It's like drumming up this whole false dichotomy, which doesn't really exist. It's all bollocks. It's an enclosed system. They're not billions and millions of miles away. Whatever moved up there, who knows what it is? If it's in the waters above, maybe it's just some really large, shiny fish. Who really knows what's going on? But it's not what they're telling us. But the narrative that aliens are going to turn up and get here at any moment has been on the back burner for a while. And I think I cannot find the video for the life of me. Okay, somebody shared it somewhere, I don't know where, but I watched it, and it was from an interview of some guy, and I remember watching this ages ago, and it's just some guy that's kind of sat there in this weird room on like a stool. Apparently he's like a whistleblower of some kind, and he was saying they're going to start saying in the future, and this was 6 months ago, they're going to start telling us that a spacecraft is on its way to Earth, and it's a lie. That's the lie. Okay, and I can't find the clip anywhere. But people are saying, well, now they're saying spacecrafts are on the way. He was right, you know? So I feel like all of this is like a convoluted effort to get us thinking and worrying about aliens, but not really knowing where things are coming from and from what angle and who we can trust, and what side are they all on anyway, that type of stuff. And the reality is, the demons, the angels, and so forth, the false messiahs, they've always been destined to turn up at some point and fake their alien invasion with holographic technology and the rest. So they're going to play that card, likely to implement some kind of weapon system as defense against it happening again or something like that, which in turn will only just lock us down even more and get us under the thumb of these aerial defense systems. But then there's also the future little season perspective, which I've talked about lots of times, that it could just be that this is a way to cover up Christ returning for the final Great White Throne Judgment. You know, it's like everyone thinks it's an enemy, therefore attacks it. So there's plenty of possibilities here, but it's not aliens from space coming to attack us. That's for sure. It's nonsense. I think a lot of people must be waking up to this now, but they can't. Like, what are they going to do? They spent billions funding this narrative. That's very, weak now. And people are seeing through it en masse. They're not going to just give up on the narrative. They're just going to go full force with it. And we'll see how it pans out. I wonder how many people are truly going to believe them in the end. Maybe I'm overestimating how many of us are out there who can kind of see through this bullshit. Who knows? Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we're 0.5% of people who probably talk about this stuff. Most people read that article and go, "Oh no, an alien craft is coming," and just believe it wholeheartedly. You know, maybe I'm just being naive. I don't know. We'll see. They're convinced it's alien, not Meteor 2, where neither exists. Yeah, so I mean, it's all just a show, isn't it? Sarcasm goes undetected around here. I don't know what I missed there. People still arguing. And no, trust me, sarcasm does not go missed here, especially not from me. I'll say that much. Right, sarcasm goes undetected. If aliens were actually real, they wouldn't have to physically attack us, says Jeff. Probably not. Why would they even bother when you really think about it? Extra dimensionals have been manipulating us for millennia, says Music. Physical ETs are a complete psyop. When you say extra dimensionals, what you're really talking about is demons, bro. You're talking about demons there. Oh, I thought they were shadows of our collective consciousness. Which one is it? Aliens were already here. Look into the human 2D second chromosome. Happy diving. Okay. Is that an Anunnaki theory you're going off there? Or you're a Zachariah Sitchin fan? Sacri tactics. New word. I like that one. Who said that first? Where'd that come from? You might be in the wrong saloon, Music, says Wendy. Yeah, could be the case. 24 pair of chromosomes is awakening in his all now. Yeah, you're definitely in the wrong saloon, bro. Welcome. We're a welcoming bunch. We're not going to kick you out or anything, but I think you may be on a different wavelength to us. I really do. You're in a different zone. It's demons, bro. It's demons. Right, there we go. So anyway, I've got like 10 minutes left or so. My phone's buzzing. Let me check that isn't something detrimental to my entire life, because I just never know when I do these live streams sometimes. The amount of messages I've accidentally ignored, which I should not have ignored. July updates. People asking for the signed book. 1, 2, 3, 4 guys asking for the signed copy of these books. That's 4 emails I will respond to as soon as I can after this show. Okay, guys, and we'll get it sorted. I'll send you the emails, the links necessary, and once payment's received, you'll get your free audiobook as well. So if that's 4 possibly claimed, then there's 3 possibly left of this batch. If you want a signed copy of this book with a free audio, email me at understandingconspiracy@gmail.com. Possibly only 3 left, so get your requests in now. It'll be first come, first serve basis, guys. So there we go. That's the current offer. Signed copy of The Nephilim Look Like Clowns, 2 paperbacks, 5 hardcovers available. You'll get yours in the post, signed from me, and I'll send you a code that gets you a free audiobook on Audible as well. Current offer. Let's get it done. Let's see how this goes. You find epigenetics funny? I thought it was just science. I'm confused. Oh, shut up, Red Pill Laggy. We're not interested in getting all preachy about this. Mocking is not a welcoming atmosphere, but fine, I'll leave you to your demons. Leave me to my demons. Sure, whatever, Music. That's fine. Leave me with Jesus, who protects me against demons. And if you ever, well, when you do get attacked by demons, trust me, as a friend, I'm telling you, call on the name of Jesus Christ and command them to leave through the authority given to you by Jesus Christ, and they will flee, and you will see the truth, and you will find your faith stronger than ever in Christ in a true, tangible way that doesn't make him just some mystical figure who mastered some sort of weird consciousness state or something. Whatever Gnostic view you obviously have from your New Age teachings. But trust me, when you do get attacked, and it will happen, it will, there's not one human being in existence who has not suffered from the demonic. Call on Jesus. I promise you it will work. It will work every time. So there we go. But if you want to leave. That's fine. But leave with that information, please. International. Yeah, I can ship it anywhere in the world. I can ship the book anywhere in the world. Like, prices vary, but it's a flat rate. It's just £60 for hardcover, and it's $50 for paperback. And it tends to range from about $10 to $20 or pounds, depending on where you are in the world, for me to send the book out. So it takes a huge chunk out of the cost of there, and then there's postage and packaging on top of that. My own print costs and all that type of thing. With the book costs money for me, So when it comes down to it, I don't make much more than what I would make if you bought it on Amazon, but that's how it works. Yeah. I have the authority within me, as do you. You have no authority without Jesus Christ over the demonic. You don't. You do not. I'm warning you. I'm telling you, I'm honestly, out of love, I am warning you deeply right now. You're under a bit of a lie and a delusion, and you need to wake up. So I'll leave you with that, because I gotta talk about something else. I want to share some comments that people have been sending to me just for fun, just because I'm having a fun time with this show today. I'm not taking myself too seriously today. I need a break sometimes too. You know, it's the end of the month. Like, what is it, the 30th already? I've got one more day left in this month. So let me just quickly get some of my comments up here. And honestly, I get some absolute nonsense sent to me sometimes, and I'm just gonna share my comment section with you. Why not? Like, what difference does it make? So this is the screen. This is what I see in my little studio. I'll just zoom in here so you can see the video the comment was left on, and let's just go through some of these just for fun. So we've got something that I do get nice comments, don't get me wrong. They're not all terrible. I get lots of nice comments, and thank you very much. And here's a comment, for example, on my tips for truthers, where I'm saying your family don't care, okay, and accept rejection. And this person's like, 1, yes, we are special. 2, yes, it does make us better. And I'm like, well, you clearly haven't taken anything I've said on board. That's for sure. That attitude's definitely going to make people want to listen, isn't it? You think you're better than them, do you? Oh, I see. Yeah, this just makes me laugh. And this I've got this really weird one who clearly hates British people. It's easy to talk if you're in the Pink King's empire, but it's just impossible to act. A.T. Swiller. So this guy clearly hates British people. I don't know what the hell he's on about. I have no idea. Okay, is he talking about the king? Okay. What a weird comment, right? What a strange comment. Yeah, very odd. This guy's saying, I want you to get together. I get that. That's cool. I got a really odd comment here on my merch post. Right, so I'm basically announcing the soft of the merch store, like the soft disclosure. And this guy, like, he doesn't go to work, doesn't work a real job. He is a Christian YouTuber selling merch for living, like all of the Mandela Effect deniers. 99% Christian YouTubers are fake and lukewarm. Like, what? What the hell? I was like, I probably work more hours than you. Like, do you want me to break down my work week? My wife can attest to this. Like, she's desperate for my attention because I'm working so much. Like, what can I possibly do? Like, I'm self-employed. Okay, so I don't have a wage that's guaranteed coming in every month. So I have to work like very hard to make sure food's on the table, bills are paid. Okay, so I have to generate income from nothing. So that means I am working every single hour of every single day. I am constantly responding to emails, constantly selling books, writing books, producing videos, editing videos, doing live shows, doing interviews, staying up until 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning, because I live in England and everyone's in bloody America who wants to interview me. Like, I am constantly working. I am never not working. I don't take a day off. I don't have weekends or anything like that. But apparently I don't have a real job, okay? And he's like, you're funny. I work from 7 to 5. Do you work roofs? Do you even know what that is? You are soft, with meek hands. I see on you that you are weak. No muscle, no nothing. What job you work? I have been working many jobs. You are too weak, for example, to work construction or any job in sun or wind. Tell me this thing. Is Mandela Effect real? Is Bible being supernaturally being changed? It's like, what the hell, man? What are you talking about? Anyway, my response was, thankfully, I was blessed to be able to leave being a supermarket manager and shop floor warehouse worker of 11 years to pursue what I love being, an author, artist, and content creator. I get to spend time with my family and watch my children grow now, while providing them a good life with a decent wage through my job. I'm not ashamed of who I am or what I do. You sound insecure, as you clearly think doing manual labor makes a man worth his salt, and want to convince yourself that anything but what you do isn't a real job. I feel sorry for you that you think this way. I pray you get to retire early and live your life before you've worked it all away. So there we go. That's something I could say. He never responded to that. That was 12 hours ago. So I must have got to him. I must have like hit him in the feels or something. I don't know. But this is the type of stuff I have to deal with. Look, if I go to published here and hit this held button, you don't even want to know what's going to turn up when I click that button. I'm not even going to show you. It's not safe for YouTube, all right? It gets too much, man. It gets dark. Yeah, that's just one comment I thought I'd share with you, which I thought was quite funny. And I kind of want to respond to the comments on this video, to be honest, more than anything. Because some of them are really good. People have some good insights into all of this. Let me find. Yeah, we've got Dan Trust the Father's Plan here doing his thing, telling people to like the video. And then someone else telling him, no, don't like Paul's video because that gets the advertisers involved and ruins everything. I just can't win, really, can I? People are saying, about population, depopulation, and these Deagle reports about how much populations are going to drop dramatically. And people did keep bringing up a point which I did miss. And it was that they're lying about how many people there actually are. And I know Wendy talks about this a lot as well. And I think they have lied to us quite a lot about how many people are actually on the earth. I think they've grossly overestimated. It's probably not 8 billion, 9 billion. It's probably more likely maybe 3, something like that. And they want to create this idea of scarcity, this false idea that there's not enough resources to go around for everybody, to make us weaker and diminish our own numbers in a sense, because we feel that guilt, like we don't deserve to be here or we're a cancer on the earth. And I think the lie about the numbers is one way to do that. And I think we talked about this, but I think China, for example, have been lying about their numbers for a very long time, and it's coming out now that they're actually way smaller in population than they claim to be. So yeah, that I think truth is probably self-evident, and I should have brought that up in that video, to be honest, and I'm sorry I didn't. And what else have we got here? Wouldn't it be beautiful if none of these things came true and we all spoke peace and abundance into fruition instead of believing in their curses and agendas? And that would be beautiful. And someone has said here, but that sadly isn't reality. I kind of thought that was a bit of a response, but yeah, I mean, it would be nice if everything was sunshine and lollipops all the time, wouldn't it? But it's not, unfortunately. Someone said, just finished the book. Fantastic work. Halfway through reading the hardcover, then finished the rest with the audiobook. What an interesting journey. I'm glad they liked the book. That was good to... Thanks, Cole, bro. I appreciate the support. I don't know what I've just clicked there. Let's just get that off. Yeah, so there's just a comment I wanted to show you I thought was funny. Honestly, the type of stuff, like, you guys don't think about this type of stuff. You don't see these things. You don't care. And that's fair enough. I'm going to show you, like, as content creators, we don't get taken seriously as like people. Like, we really don't. People forget we're actually human beings with feelings and emotions. You actually read what people write, I think we get attacked a lot and talked about in like the second person or the third person, as though we're not going to read the comment. And it's like, we get it a lot. Just showing you, just letting you know. Anyway, I'm going to have to end the show, guys. I do have to go to another podcast that starts in 3 minutes. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed this little fun little episode. Again, nothing too serious, just sharing a few things, having a few conversations, showing you a few things, and again, explaining about this offer right now. 7 books available with a free audiobook included for signed copies. So if you want to get a signed copy of my book with a free audiobook, email me at understandingconspiracy@gmail.com and get yours. Like I said, it's only going to be for this batch, so once they're gone, that's the deal done. Email me and we can get it sorted. Make sure to check out the new merch store at Fourth Wall for what it's worth. Get yourself a Truth or Therapy Sessions mug or something, or maybe a hoodie to keep you all nice and warm for the winter months that are coming soon. I don't know, who really knows? But anyway, thanks for listening, guys. I really appreciate it. I'll be back on Sunday with the Truth or Therapy Sessions as usual. I'll probably kick a video out on Friday of something fun, maybe another tips for truthers. Why not, eh? And check out the other channel, Understanding Creativity. I'll have another presentation going up on there soon about Picasso and the weird things that guy got up to behind the scenes. So lots of fun coming around the corner. I'm going to have to go now, guys. Thanks for listening. And as always, God bless.
In a world where 54% of Americans read below a 6th grade level,
Could you read this?
It's impossible. I just see his words everywhere.
one man wrote a book about the hidden truth behind clowns.
I finally finished it. Everything's going to be okay now. Links down below to the Amazon.
But he was about to find out
Your primary market is the USA, and it ranks 36th in global literacy rates, with over 43 million adults unable to read or write.
getting the truth to people is no day at the circus.
You know, sometimes I wonder if I'm the real clown.
Nobody reads anymore.
Have you considered recording an audiobook?
You're going to get a sore throat.
You're serious about this, aren't you?
You don't understand, I have to do this. The people have to know.
That book will ruin everything.
I will not use AI to record this!
We can't let him reach them.
This is just something I need to do. I don't even like clowns. The end.
Now they can hide that they're completely illiterate. This is amazing.
This season, playing on rectangular devices with black screens near you. The Nephilim looked like clowns. The audiobook.